Scotland can sometimes treat us to some amazing conditions. With fantastic sunrises and sunsets, these make for great days in the mountains. But join me in today's adventure as I head out in less than ideal conditions and bag another Munro towards the end of my journey. Well, good morning guys, and welcome to what's going to be my final bike and hike of my Munro round. The plan for today is a single Munro. I'm actually a long way from home. I'm just a few miles away from Inverary, a lovely part of Scotland this. The forecast unfortunately is not looking great. I'll give you a quick look. There's a lot of fog and mist lingering on the hills, and I don't think I'm going to get clear tops, but as long as it stays dry today, I'll be happy. So luckily today I can take the bike in a good few miles up a tarmac track, and I think that's actually most of the route, to be honest. This has not got the best reputation, this hill, so I don't have my hopes up for it being straightforward or easy. I think it's going to be quite rough, to be honest, but yeah, only 4 to go after this single one, so just ticking off the stragglers that are left now, the end of my Munro round. So I'll pick you back up once I get a bit further into this cycle. So as I mentioned before, it was a nice easy cycle on this tarmac track with no real height gains. There was some deer in the field next to me, so there were some great views while cycling through the glen. This has been a beautiful cycle so far, about half an hour in, about halfway up the tarmac track here. Nice and flat as well. Great views up Glen Fyne, some cows in the fields, and yeah, looking pretty atmospheric up top just now. Whether it'll clear or not, I'm not so sure, but I suppose there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Head up there, but yeah, for now I'll just enjoy this peaceful cycle in. That was a really pleasant cycle to get here. Now there's actually a sign just behind the camera, I'll give you a look at it, and the estate requests that you leave your bike here and don't take it through the gate. So I'm going to respect what the estate want me to do, chain up the bike here, then head off on foot. You may have noticed I've come prepared today, gaiters and heavy boots. Can I just take a minute to say how bad has August been in Scotland this year? Horrendous. It's 9 degrees this morning and it's mid-August. Unbelievable, and just rain every single day for I think the whole of August so far. So yeah, I've definitely come a bit more prepared today. I've been caught out too many times. So yeah, I don't think this hike's too bad today. There is one bad step on the route description, but I think it can be bypassed, which I probably will be doing today with this weather. But yeah, we'll see how that is when we get to it, but for now it's just a case of making progress uphill. From here I got my first glimpse of the path up onto the Munro, and it was looking good down here and it looked like the fog was going to lift, but up top it was looking slightly more atmospheric. Another gate here to get through, and then I think from here, yeah, I'm going to be heading uphill up through here. This looks rough, doesn't it? Full of bracken too. But the route's not too far actually. It's just pretty much straight up and down with a few bumps in between. So yeah, shouldn't be long till I'm up at the top. This path is rather overgrown at this time of year and wet too. All the water coming off this high bracken. Not bad views though, but I think the rain's coming. Look at that! Sunshine, finally! Not forecasted, it's disappearing already, but this is a tough little walk so far. Nice waterfall. I'll give you a closer look when I get up to there, but basically just been following this gorge all the way up. A few dodgy steps here, to be honest, especially when it's slippy like today. I'll show you some of the footage coming along it. I don't think I've got to go down that way. I think you can actually skip that bit out and come down that ridge there, but I'll find out later on. But yeah, still a fair way to go. This is not looking good. Heading straight into that clag of mist now. Yeah, I think the view's going to disappear rather shortly. So yeah, I wasn't wrong from here. Things got rather boggy and actually quite steep as well from this point as I gained some height into that mist and fog. Right, well that's me into this mist and fog. Nothing to see as expected, but it's actually calm. Not so sure it will be at the summit. There is some wind forecast, but just bumped into a couple of nice people that watch a video, so nice to meet you if you're watching this video. This might bring back some memories of your day out on this hill, so yeah, I'm hoping that's most of the ascent done now. This little cairn, I'm swinging left here. There's still word of this bad step. I think it is up here and beyond, so I'll maybe pick you back up once I get there. So it turns out I'd made a bit of a mistake and I'd already been across the bad step, but more about that later in the video. There it is, top of this Munro. Well, I never seen the bad step. I must have went round it or bypassed it, obviously. In this harsh conditions I couldn't see anything. So yeah, apologies for missing that part out. But this is Beinn Bhuide. That means the yellow hill, and it's 948 metres high. As you can see, no views up here at all. Well, this is pretty horrible, this, to be fair, but 4 Munros left to go from here. Sorry, I've got no mic. My mic's packed in my bag because it is so wet. The only thing I can have out is my GoPro and my 360 camera, so yeah, I'll linger here for maybe 5-10 minutes. I don't think the weather's going to break. So this just wasn't meant to be today. I was quite hopeful. When I set off on the bike there was touches of blue sky, wasn't there? And I thought it might be better than forecast today. But I think the cloud level's at about 800 metres and it's not forecasting lift at all today. It's all too common this summer that I've been out in these conditions. This is actually the best day of the week as well. The whole week this week is terrible. And yeah, I've got another couple of Munro trips planned, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, what a shame. One thing I've come to realise about doing the Scottish Munros is that it's not always about the views at the top. Yes, it is nice to have a glorious panoramic summit view, but it's sometimes just about the sense of achievement, about reaching the top, and this is one of those days, I think. One of my biggest mistakes was maybe setting a date for my completion, which is actually just a few weeks away, so I'm kind of forced to go out in these conditions. But again, I do like getting out, and I've seen some beautiful views down at that glen. That is a beautiful location, but it's always nice to get summit views, which I have had a lack of this year. Maybe I've just been too lucky in previous years, but yeah, this is one I'll have to come back for, because I think there'll be some good views up here. A bit of a forgotten hill this, to be honest, Beinn Bhuide. It's located close to Arrochar Alps in that direction, but it's kind of left to its own, not really close to any other Munros up here. But yeah, a bit of a shame this today. So anyway, no point lingering. I've got lunch with me, but I think I'll eat down a bit lower where it's warmer. So yeah, time to head back down. Well, here's my first glimpse at a view since leaving the summit. Actually, a wee patch of sunshine there too. First hint of summer really all day. But I'm actually going to head back down here. It's a really steep descent down there. You can actually just about pick out the views down there too. A real shame, but hopefully that'll be me out of the cloud. So I think I'll make the descent down this steep gully and then get some lunch down there. The descent path here is rather steep. I'll point it out on the screen here, and you have to take a bit of care. There's a bit of a river flowing down it, but it wasn't long before I was down at the bottom. I've done a little bit of research and I've found the bad step. I'd actually went over it on the way here, hadn't noticed. But this is it here. There's a fair drop into the gully down there. This is the way I took on the way up, which didn't seem so bad, but going down, I'm not sure if the bypass actually comes up over here and back over, or you could just traverse through there. But yeah, it is a fair drop down, so I can see why they call it a bad step, but I'm going to take some care going down here. I think this is one of the worst days I've had in the hills. That's not the most pleasant of walk, that, to be fair. Maybe the route I took was not the best. I went up and down over that raft path, and maybe should have taken the hydro track or skirted round. There is actually a different way you can come back down as per the Walk Highland route, but I actually missed the turn off. I didn't realise you had to keep going at that crossing where I got a good view. Yeah, a bit of a mistake on my part. What can I say about today? It's been cold, it's been wet, it's been foggy, it's been misty, there's been tough terrain, and yeah, I slipped a few times coming down. I was getting quite frustrated with it. But I'll have to rate this a solid 5 out of 10 maybe. Need to come back for that summit views one day. Only 4 Munros left to go, so that's Beinn Bhuide, 2 Munros there, Lower Beinn, my nemesis. I'm looking forward to finally getting that in the bag, and then I'm planning on finish on CMD Carmore Jerrig just in a couple of weeks time, so really looking forward to getting to that end goal. And the long range weather forecast is looking good for the last one. I might have some miserable conditions for the next few. I don't like making videos in these conditions as there's nothing to see. I like to showcase the views, but what can I do just now? So anyway, that's it for today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking with me for this long. And there's a sheep just running past me there. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you in the next adventure.